Hello, everyone, and welcome to another FxEdge Power Hour. I am Marcello Ducille. Today is February 28th, 2013. We're going to do today what I've done for years, which is an analysis of the markets and evaluation of our strategies, which are based upon the 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time close of our daily bars and our 4-hour bars. Thereafter, we're going to have a brief questions and answer session, so let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so we're going to start with our STP series, which historically speaking, over the last X amount of years that I've been trading it, has been a big winner over the long haul. Right now, it's currently in a drawdown, and that is because we ended the 2012 on a very high note. We actually picked up about 30% in the last month of 2012, and so naturally the market comes back to a normal place, and so that's part of the game. But we also have other opportunities, and I've kind of talked to you about some of these opportunities going on previously. Yesterday we talked about the apex. We talked about being in an apex right now and having a consolidation and looking for a breakout. And you can see here that this trend line that we have, that I drew yesterday, actually was honored by the market today. So what you noticed is that price went up. We had a big close on the end of the day. It looked like it was very bullish, and then finally what happens is that price just above that previous high. So we went from 131.45 to 131.61, 16 pips, and then sometime in the New York session it just fell. So I had a sell bias on this day, and that's exactly what we saw. We saw price drop. And where does it pause? Where does it stop? It stops right on that 200 MA again. Well, here's the thing, is that right now, based upon the apex that we currently have, we're drawing the bottom here and the trend line here. We are running out of space. So we're more likely than not to see some form of a breakout on this next day. Whether it's to the upside or the downside, I can neither say. But for this time being, based upon the fact that we're still well below the trend line, and that trend line has held, we have to consider a sell for the time being. Okay, we are in an apex. This is a consolidation. You will want to look for some price action at 131.16 and down here at 130.50 to see how the market responds to it or not. If it accepts it or if it rejects it, that will tell us what direction it really wants to go in. So anyway, that is the euro dollar. So I do see some down. Some ability for us to move down here. So that's the euro dollar. Currently right now we have no trade because we have been in a sell, and we're looking for a change from red to green for us to get into a buy, and just hasn't given us that opportunity yet. Okay, so we had another apex and I talked to you about this, and this is apex trading here. You can see here we had a trend line here, we had another one above here, and you know we were right in the apex, had nowhere to go. And that's exactly what happened, is that price actually broke out to the upside here and actually gave us a buy trade on the dollar Swiss. So we have a buy trade on the dollar Swiss. It's at a very key area of resistance here, actually, because we had two double tops here at 93.81, one at 93.87, and we're currently sitting at 93.72. One second, guys. It's my broker. Hello. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so they're confirming a withdrawal here. All right, so here we have a dollar Swiss move to the upside. Like I said before, we have a double top there. We're kind of sitting at 93.72. We're going to retest that 93.80 area most likely. We do still have that trend line that's very strong to the low side. Our stop loss is on the other side of that. So, you know, we do have a breakout. So we're going to look for the upside. We may see a pullback down to this trend line before price does decide to move to the upside again. As you can see, this trend line is very, very strong. I'm sorry, this horizontal support resistance is very strong. We do have a buy, so we had a change from red to green, give us a buy signal, and you know we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with that one. Honestly, we have a breakout. It is to the upside, and so that gives us, you know, it makes us want to have a buy bias for the time being. Not saying that I don't think there's going to be a retest down here, but you know, for the time being, we have to consider a buy. But just be mindful of this area of resistance here at 92.80. All right, so that's that. We're in a buy on the dollar Swiss. All right, so the pound dollar, pound dollar is basically just consolidating here, and let's talk about that consolidation because it's giving us something. That's what that consolidation is doing. We could see an ascending triangle here, followed by a push back down, or we could just see it just continue to run down. This is speculative. This trend line here is not so strong as of this moment. So we'll wait and see what happens. We have a sell bias overall on the pound dollar, and we'll have to wait and see what kind of reaction we get by the market to these levels that we're currently at, which is the 1.5150 mark here on the pound dollar. So, all right. So having said that, we do have a change from green to red, which would give us a sell on the pound dollar here as well. Most of you, I know that there are some people who are in the pound dollar from all the way up here, and they're making some profits right now. Well, kudos to you. And so if you weren't in that trade for whatever reason, there's another opportunity. It's right down here. You're looking for about 120 pips stop loss, 120 pips take profit here on this trade right where we are. Okay, so the pound yen. Pound yen made a change from red to green just below what we thought would be ideal place for us to get into a buy, and I would have to second that. And what happened is price pulled back, then moved in our direction. So it did go up, and it bounced right off this 50 EMA. So now it's kind of hanging out here. What does that mean? Well, for the time being, it looks like a consolidation because we've got bars that are we have lower highs and higher lows, and that will tell us that we have some form of a contraction, and that's what it looks like for the time being. And so we're gonna probably look for a little bit more interplay here, maybe a breakout of this area. If I were to draw this, it would be something like that. Oops. So we could pretty much be looking for a breakout here on this pound yen as well. And if the pound is to lead here, then we will see a sell, most likely out of this breakout. So we are in an apex here. It's not really clear cut. It's kind of like what we saw just now on the pound dollar. We're just seeing the beginning of it. It's much better when we have many more touches. So here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, 6 touches. So that becomes a much more stable trend line for us to follow. This is just a baby. It's just coming into its own and going to give us confirmation as far as that's concerned. So we're going to wait for a change from green to red for us to get into a sell trade potentially on this pound yen. Right now we're currently flat. All right, so our Aussie dollar. So I drew an area of support resistance at 1.0288 quite a bit ago, and you can see here that we had some play. price came right back to that area, actually went right to 1.02889. It went right to the numbers, and here on the bottom as well. I mean, honestly, even when I do it, it still shocks me, still surprises me when the market behaves, just as predictably as you could ever expect. Here we have a consolidation, we have a continuation, a back and forth here, and you can see here there's a reversal candle that formed off the 1.0200 area. Price pushed up right to that area of resistance and then pushed right back down. So we can see some more consolidation. The overall direction for the Aussie dollar, I believe, is to the downside because it's got to at some point fulfill that weekly pennant that we talked about. If I look at it here, and it is inching its way next to it. It's getting closer and closer. I started drawing this up here, and you can see how far it's come down. So its target, and I talked about this yesterday, was 1.00847. So we can look for that in the markets, potentially on this Aussie dollar, for it to find its way, to inch its way down to those areas. For the time being, guys, we had a change from green to red. Gives us a sell trade. As you can see here, price did push down. Entry was 1.0226. Low was 1.0181. Okay. So 45 pips. So it hit the break-even point, comes back and moves to break, and then once again moves to break even, and then closes out at break even here. All right, so let's talk about the euro yen. Euro yen is in a different place than the pound yen. Pound yen is actually punching through from the bottom side, from the bottom to the upside, the 50 EMA, and the euro yen continues to use the 50 EMA as support, which is kind of odd that we continue to see that same kind of action. On the day, we had basically a sell bias on this trade. We didn't have a lot of movement. We didn't have a lot of movement in one direction or the other, and so what we're looking for is, we're seeing some form of a consolidation. To be able to tell you where the consolidation is or how big the consolidation will be, it's much more difficult to say from where we're standing right now, meaning, we know the lower end of it is going to be in this vicinity, okay, and we're approaching the apex. So we could see price bounce off this area and then move to the upside. It's really not pushing through this this 50 EMA so far, and so we're going to have to wait and see it pass through there, and we'll go from there. So right now we are in a buy. We have a change from red to green that gave us a buy signal. We jumped into it at 121.15. We're still in this trade, and price is currently at 120.95. So we're about 20 pips down, I guess, on this trade, I guess, and we're going to wait for price to move up, bounce off this support area, or pass right through it. So that's where we're at on this. You'll notice that we have to position in BW nominally. Okay, so we have to position. It's half what it was previously, and it's because of the ambiguity in the market as far as that's concerned. I do see a potential for it to rise to hit these higher points as well for the time being. And of course, there's more as far as the consolidation. There's much more potential to the upside for this euro yen. Okay, so looking at the euro dollar definitely wanted a continuation to the downside. We didn't have an IBO, no opportunity for an IBO rev. How about an IBO? So we did get an IBO, which is nice. Okay, we get a IBO for 31 pips. Price comes down, comes back up, comes down again, hits our first take profit, and second position moves to break even, and we're up 70 pips on the IBO sell. So there you have it. That's the IBO. We talked about the IBO rev. let's look at the FxEdge Quattro. So the Quattro, primarily, we had a bunch of things happen with the Quattro. So we were initially in a sell all the way up here. We stayed in this sell. So we jumped into a sell right here at 133.78. Stayed in the sell, got out right here for about 130 pips of profit, which was a very good return for us. All right, so it changed from green to red again, gave us another sell. You can see that price went up against us. It was 80 pips that we were looking for. Goes in our direction about 40 pips, and then goes against us, and finally just barely gets us out before it comes back down. So we did take a actually we didn't. Sorry. All right, so we got into a sell here. I apologize. We got into a sell at 130.60. Price moved up. Right here, we jump out of that sell, which was for 40 pips loss, so that's about half. So if you had a 2.5% position, you lost 1.25%. Then you got to jump into the buy. On the other side. All right, so that's that. So we talked about the euro dollar, which is currently flat. Dollar Swiss, dollar Swiss, which is currently in a buy trade. Pound dollar should be in a sell for you. Pound yen is currently flat. Euro yen is definitely in a buy trade at this point. Aussie dollar is currently flat in the market, and our IBO Rev is flat. Our IBO just took a sell. It's up 70 pips. And our IBO Rev, FxEdge Quattro, just took a hit on a sell trade. All right, so let's take a look at some of the other stuff that we have. Looks like I closed some stuff out here. Let's run in some tests. So we just barely missed a triple threat sell here because of our filter. This would have been a beautiful triple threat sell. I'm going to actually look over our settings again and probably revise them this weekend for the triple threat. I think that they're good settings, but I think for this year we need to make an adjustment. So we're going to take a look and see what the market says and see what the numbers say and make a decision there. As far as the ATR sniper, as you can see, the ATR sniper is doing actually very well. We had a sell trade on the ATR sniper. You can see the entry right here. We entered at 1.3118. Okay, we had only 16 pips of risk. All right, 17. Let's see here. I think it's 32 pips of risk, and then the market goes in our direction. So where are we up? Right now we're currently up 60 pips on the sniper, and more importantly, guys, and much more interestingly, is the profit that we're at. So this is a trade that we've been taking at 1% risk. So we're taking this thing at 1% risk, and it's up 9%. So imagine if you took it at 2 or 2.5%, you'd be up 25% right now in 2.5% position. So this is a very good trade so far. We're almost up 10% here. We're well above 9%. We're up 9.5%, as you can see here, and I'm pleased. I'm pleasantly surprised. And we also have another version of the ATR sniper that we'll be releasing, 0104B. It's not there yet. Wait for it. It's going to be coming to you soon. All right, so that pretty much wraps up what we're going to talk about. Here's the deal. I am doing a presentation tonight. It's a special presentation. Very excited about it. Very excited about it because I'll be talking about some of the stuff that we do when when the market is how we still make money. I'll be talking about how last year I had the one of the best months of my career, the best month of my career actually, with 152% return, and how even this month many of our accounts are up in the 20 percentile area with a hybrid methodology that we do internally. So I wanted to share that with you, and I'll be showing the accounts that are attached to those things as well. We have a master account, and then those master accounts feed out by PAM to other accounts. And that's much more. PAM is much more secure connection, and so that allows us to do a lot more stuff. So having said that, I want to see you guys there. And you're going to learn an awful lot. I'll be talking about how we do what we do, and look forward to seeing you then. That pretty much sums it up. If you have any questions, I don't see any questions today, which is a surprise. I'm not sure why you're not in that trade, Dana. Yeah, Betty, absolutely. I do. Of course, it's going to impact the euro dollar. I think it's going to impact the U.S. dollar, especially concerning investor confidence, and so that's going to be a major. It's going to be it's definitely going to give us some volatility for us to trade going forward. So I'm looking forward to that. All right. So what was I saying? I was saying, Dana, yeah, send us a screenshot. Let's take a look at it. Figure out why you're not in this ATR trade. I mean, because I don't touch this platform. It's the exact same thing. If you see a box and it's around this 228 candle at 11 o'clock, then you should have gotten into a sell. If you didn't, that's because something's not right. So we need to take a look at it and figure out why you didn't get into that trade. I do not touch this platform for the good or for the bad, as you already know. When I do, I touch it when I'm in the room with you guys. So there's no, you should be taking the same exact trades that I'm taking. Same exact trade. You have the same exact EA. It says version 0103. There's no difference. If you're using FxDD, then you have the exact same feed. And that's kind of the way that we like to do things here. So we'll figure out what's going on. Yeah, we're kind of working on a new STP5 version, and that STP5 version is going to actually be connected to TradeStation, which would make a much more reliable connection and much more in line with our expectations. So, it's just a much more reliable feed. BW doesn't take dollar Swiss trades currently. Dollar Swiss STP. All right, guys, I'll see you tonight. I'll be there. I have a lot to talk about. I'm really excited about some of the stuff that we have been doing, some of the results that we have seen, and I'm going to show it to you firsthand. I want you to see it. So, and to be a part of it and take notes because there's a lot to learn. I'll talk to you soon. All the best. 7 p.m. I'll be right back here. Bye-bye.